Yeah, Bigman is all about that digital, the pixel art. Doing pixel art traditionally seems a little bit harder, I think. Mr. Art is also on the train of digital art. Feels easier to him. And I think it's because tech makes sense to him, whereas art stuff alone doesn't so much. We make each other cards for Valentine's Day every year. Um, like usually we'll make them at the same time and kind of not show each other until they're done. And he did make me a traditional card this year actually. But he didn't paint it. He like made paper flowers that were 3D. And then but previous years like he's done digital stuff and then printed it on my art printer because it's more clear to him than traditional. I think so. I think it just depends on preference. Because I could say acrylic is impossible and is the enemy, where somebody else would say, like, watercolor is the worst medium I've ever used in my life. And I'm over here like, how dare? Maybe it was the jellyfish. Maybe what was the jellyfish? Um, and the daunting task of getting pixel level details down. The amount of detail I've seen some people put into their pixel art is wild. Like if you think of Stardew Valley, how it's all pixelated, but when you're talking to someone, they have that portrait of the person that's a little bigger. Usually stuff like that in games is still pixel art, it's just like more detailed versions of it. Technically it makes sense because everything is kind of pixel art, but like not really. It all uses pixels, so it makes sense the amount of detail you can get in there, but it's still wild to me. A lot of wet painting techniques in new pixel art, there's a lot of crossover. Wet painting techniques in digital, as in like doing it all in one layer kind of thing. Okay. And a lot of the blocking in techniques. My hand is very asleep today. A little stretching.